Hello, true art believers, and I hope you're doing well today. This is Pierson here. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and you are watching 500 Days of Drawing. Today is Portrait Drawing Saturday, and it is day 456, man. Oh my gosh. Ooh boy. All right. So I'm gonna be doing this, working on this portrait. I've been working on it for the past couple months, just doing a small section of it, bit by bit. Don't know why I'm doing it this way. I know it's completely counterproductive and backwards, but I'm doing it because that's what I feel like doing. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? Screen here, and let's begin the drawing. All right, we're gonna draw. So, man, oh gosh, what a day already. Actually, not a what a day. I didn't even do anything. I did like nothing today. Like this live stream is the pinnacle of what I have accomplished so far today. Yeah, that's not good. What layer am I on? What layer am I on? What level? What spot am I on? It's been a while since I worked on this one. I'm just going to assume that I've done all of these. It looks like I've done them. And I think I've done this. Let's kind of soften this stuff up a little bit more, though. So we're going to soften that up a little bit. Just kind of soften these edges up. You know, just soften them up. You know, nothing too big. Just kind of soften them up with a kind of feathering the tones there. And let's soften this up. So we're right here. Let's soften it up. But yeah, I didn't do anything today. I woke up. I ended up getting like a migraine last night, man. Like a totally bad one. And I went to bed and I woke up with a migraine, or the residual effects of a migraine, which I hear is like you're like tired. You're like tired after having a migraine, which is weird. So I was just super exhausted from that ordeal and decided to kind of just chillax for a while. And there's a psychological thing about Saturdays, right? Like Saturdays being a day of like Saturday and Sunday being like, a day you can kind of chill a little bit. And I want it to be that way. I want to have like I want that. Why can't I have it? Why can't I have like a more relaxed weekend? Because I'm still going to work tonight. I'm going to work. I'm going to go to my job. I'm also going to do some other things. So I'm still going to work. It's just going to be like slower, I guess. And oftentimes when I go a little slower and don't feel the pressures of having to get things done, I still get relatively the same amount done. It just feels like, I don't know. It's like there's a psychological thing happening from doing things more casually. And so that's the reason why I'm doing my live stream so early, is because I was like, you know what? I don't want to do any work. I'm just going to casually do some of this work on this, do my live stream, and then I'm going to casually do some this and that. I got to go to the post office, all kinds of stuff, just casually do it. And there's something to be said about that. Like, even though I'm accomplishing the same amount during the day, I feel like even when I do it slower or sprinkle in like other activities, I feel like it feels less of a chore. I think do you ever feel that, where you feel like it's less of a chore? I do. And so that's why I'm going to be casually doing everything today. Like, well, So like I'm going to casually go to the post office, take my time. Uh, or maybe it's just the mentality of it, like to casually do things. I don't know. I don't know what the what causes it or what creates that feeling, but I feel just relaxed in the idea, just the notion that I'm gonna take my time and do it. Or maybe since I'm doing my live now, I feel I feel less of a what would you call it, like a burden to get everything done, because I know before all the work I had to do, I know usually all the work I have to do is in in preparation so that I have time to do my live. So maybe I might flip the script and at a certain time do my live regardless of where I'm at um, with everything else. So maybe roughly between 10 and 12, I do my live, get that out of the way. Not that it's a burden. It's a burden when I have to do it like an hour before work, because that's when it becomes very difficult to kind of shove that live stream in there. It becomes very, very challenging to kind of do a live stream when you're already kind of you're behind and you have to get ready for work. I think all of us. I mean, imagine if you had to go to work and you had to do a live stream. Like, oh, quick, 1 second, honey, I gotta go do my live. Dude, you're 15 minutes late. I know, but I gotta do it. I gotta do my live. No, I imagine that it's difficult, man. So I might just start doing that. I might just kind of have the live be at a certain time, and not worry about whether or not it's going to affect everything else, because there's always going to be a list of things for me to do. Like there's this honeydew list, or not even a honeydew list. This is a I gotta do list. That's my stuff, my own list of things that I have to do. There's always going to be that. And maybe if I have a designated time for some of these things, I'll be a little bit more happier. I don't know. All I know is that my whole schedule's been kind of thrown out of whack. I've been trying to get up at 4, and I was doing really well. I think I've talked about this in the past, where like I do really well at the beginning, and then like my smart self, my like conscious mind, my thinking mind starts to like fight my subconscious, and it usually wins. It's like my rational mind's like, you know what, dude, get them at 4 sucks. Why are you doing it? Because it gets all the stuff done. Like, and my rational mind's like, are you though? Are you getting more stuff done? And to be honest with you, sometimes I wonder. Like sometimes I don't feel like I'm getting more stuff done. Like I really don't. So perhaps it's my gut is right. Perhaps I can do all the things that I need to do and still get a good amount of sleep. Perhaps that's what I need to be focusing on. I really do. I think everyone needs a good amount of sleep. And perhaps that's what I need to focus on is getting my sleep in so that I can do the things that I need to get done more effectively. I don't know. Perhaps. Like I can do all the things I need to get done throughout the day, but it's often at the I have to keep my kid preoccupied. I have to keep my kid preoccupied while I'm doing it, which means either like some sort of children's show or like they have to do quiet time, and I feel guilty about it. Like I feel guilty, but like, how am I going to get anything done? Like I don't even get, it's at this, everything I do is at the sacrifice of someone else's of attention to someone else, and it's frustrating knowing that when I do these things, I'm sacrificing something. Um, I'm taking away my attention to people that I should be giving my attention to. You know, I feel really bad about it. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a solution at the moment. I don't know of a good solution because perhaps there is no good solution. You know, I don't think there's a good solution. I really don't. No matter how much I think about it, no matter how much I try to kind of, I'm really working this area. I don't know why. to I don't know. Just let's see here. I don't know. I don't have a solution for it all, and it's really it's frustrating in the end. It's just a frustrating scenario that I'm in, and that's okay to be in that position, I guess. Let's see here. Let's see. Kind of messed this around, but yeah, I don't know what's the solution, and I don't know. I've been just kind of agitated about the whole thing. I mean, if I in hindsight, if I look back at it, I look back at it like at everything. I think the positive is I'm getting lots of sleep. I'm getting so much sleep. The negative is I'm having to do things while everyone's awake. I'm having to do the things that I normally do when everyone's asleep while they're awake, which means I don't get as much done, or I don't get like other things done. But perhaps that's the case. That should probably be what I should be doing, because I might be doing things like not as well as I would be doing them if I was more awake. I guess, if that makes any sense. You know, so perhaps I'm doing myself a favor, you know, by yeah, perhaps I'm doing myself a good favor by sleeping in. You know, I don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's nice. Get up at 7 o'clock as opposed to 4 is nice. Get up at 8 o'clock is so nice. But it's hard. It's hard for me. I think what's so hard is my job. My job is so frustrating right now because I'm trying to burn the candle at both ends. I'm going home. I'm getting home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock sometimes if I'm really, really late. And I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff at the end of that night and then go to bed at 1 o'clock and I have to wake up at 4 o'clock. Are you kidding me? Like on something I can do, that can actually do during the day. You know, I'm getting up at 4 o'clock so that I can do the same things that I do during the day. It's just that I'm doing it while everyone's asleep. It's not convenient for me. I end up being sleepier and probably more cranky. You know, perhaps it's best that I just do the things that I normally do in the morning during the day. You know, just say, darn it, I'm just going to ignore. I'm just going to ignore everyone, ignore it, and we're going to not ignore everyone, but like I'm just going to have to let my kid be preoccupied with an activity while I do the thing that I need to do. You know, perhaps that might be it. Like you go play with your blocks for 30 minutes. I gotta do this thing, you know, or for 40 minutes or whatever. No, let me do this thing and I'll be right back. I'll be right next door, you know. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's very tough. There's no right or wrong. There's no like, in my opinion, I don't think there's a good solution to all of this. And you know, what I'm trying to do is I want to maximize the amount of time I spend with my kid, and be able to do uh, my artwork and my business, my home business, at the same time, and that's what I'm trying to do. But it's turning out like I can't. I almost can't have both. I almost can't have both. I can only either do one or the other. And I was trying to have both by getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and working on my business early in the morning, so that I was able to maximize my time. Now, the only way that'd be possible to do that in the morning is if I had a job that I got out at like 8 o'clock in the evening, or if I had a 9 to 5 job or something, or a job that got me out at 5. That's the only way I'd be able to do it, because I can't. I mean, other people can probably do this, but I can't. Well, actually, I'm probably like, I'm probably setting up a kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy. But like, I just can't day in and day out go to bed at midnight, wake up at 4, and do this. Do what literally is a 20-hour day every day, indefinitely. I already do. I don't know. Today's a pretty lax day. I'm not going to be working a lot. Like, I'll probably put in about 8 hours work. But because usually Saturdays and Sundays I'm still working, but it's just kind of like really light, really, really relaxed, keeping it chill. But I can't day in and day out do a 20 hours every day, just like burn it. Like, I could do it for a while, and but it's tough, man. So I'm just gonna have to figure it out. I'm just gonna figure out what I could do, and yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna make it work. But anyways, that's my long, protracted explanation for why I am doing my live stream this early, and why I haven't been getting up at 4 o'clock. I had a giant migraine, and I decided to sleep in. I don't know. I'm a dummy. I'm so dumb. Oh gosh. Wow, look at this. To be honest with you, I think I already did all this stuff. I might only need to be doing these areas, but oh well. Oopsies. We'll just soften this stuff up a little bit. Like this, do a little, just like feather it out a little bit. Make it a little bit lighter right around here. A little lighter right here. A lot lighter right here. I don't know. It's rough, man, to do these live streams and such. It can be a challenge to do all this stuff. Like, I don't know. What I'm trying to do is have my cake and eat it too, And I think that like phrase has a lot of truth to a lot of things in life. It's really hard to have your cake and eat it too, And I've been trying to do it for a while, and perhaps I need to kind of like lay back and just do things more casually. And then just accept that I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with my kid, or as much time as I'd like to, because in order to have quality time, I need to have quality sleep. And if I don't have quality sleep, I'll lose quality time with my kid, right? So I need to get quality sleep. And so, like, been trying to do it, just hasn't worked. Maybe I need to kind of go back to the evaluation center, just kind of hit this reset button, and just kind of hit the reset and then see what happens. As long as I'm able to get my exercises in and do my live streams and hit certain, like, numerical quotas for my business, like number quotas, item quotas, I'm happy. I don't care what else happens with my time. Like, I don't care if all of it's spent on with my kid. So that's what I'm trying to streamline, as I want to be able to focus on my business and also capitalize and enhance the time with my family and friends accordingly. Friends, not so much, because friends are hard to see. The friends they're doing the same thing. They're trying to expand the amount of time that they can spend time with their family and friends, right? But it's harder with friends, unless you're a single friend and then you have nothing but time. I have some single friends who have nothing but time. All right. So this whole area is pretty light. I could probably make these a little bit lighter and get away with it. Yeah, I could probably get away with a lot. The new Obi-Wan movie show's out. I haven't seen it. I've only seen, like, YouTube's been, like, throwing me little 20-second scenes from the show. And the problem, I don't know where they're coming from, but I've been watching them. There's been popping up on my feed. It's like, okay, I'll watch this 20-second scene. And guess what, buddy? Doing that's going to make me less inclined to get a subscription to Disney Plus, because there's so many clips that, like, all the clips are like, they're like the cliff notes, or like they're like the highlights. So, like, they basically outline the plot for me. Like, I don't even need to see all the filler. Like, oh, this is happening. Okay, thanks. It's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting how that works. Like, you just see a bunch of clips that are done in sequential order, kind of showing the Cliff Notes version of the movie or the show. And by doing that, you've pretty much watched the show. That's how I kind of seen some of the Mandalorian and such, and the Book of Boba Fett. I've seen so many clips, like short clips of that I kind of get an idea what happened. Like, okay. And it's all the good parts. So, like, they show only the good parts. So, like, I'm skipping out on all that, like, that filler dialogue that I don't need, and all that silly, fun little jazz, right? So I kind of like it, but I also kind of like, well, I don't know how I feel about all these. I'm kind of in the park with some of these critics on YouTube, about just how these big companies just can't let go of a franchise. They have to milk it for all it's worth, and so they, like, they make series of these characters, and they don't think about canon. They don't think about the history of the show. So they're like, wait a minute, how does this go fit alongside with the canon of the movie? What's up, buddy? I am talking to myself about Star Wars. Yeah, it's a movie you haven't seen yet. Maybe when you're older you can watch it. You'll probably say, this is dumb. No, me. And say it's a dumb movie? Probably is. You probably say it's silly. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark of some of these people that say, like, just leave these characters alone a little bit, you know? Because what they do is they kind of ruin the history of the whole like lore of everything. So like, apparently that, like, in Star Wars they're ruining like everything. Like, there's ruining everything apparently. From my understanding, like, so they get themselves caught in like these like quandaries. So like, I think in the second Star Wars, the second reboot Star Wars movie, with the most recent one, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, at the end of the film, there was a character that basically drove their star cruiser, put it into light speed mode, and drove and just went through a whole fleet of the Empire ships, whatever you call them, like star cruisers or something, or star destroyers. Just went through them by going into light speed mode. And I said, well, if that was the case, why didn't and since they're so high tech, why don't all battles be won by that method, where like all they do is have a bunch of drone ships and rig them up to go to light speed and just barrel through all the opposing fleet. That's all they would need to do in every scenario, because there would be no way to fight against that. Like, but in the past, in the Star Wars lore, from my understanding, the light speed mechanism wasn't like they were driving in a light speed. It was more like they were going into a different dimension and moving the speed of light in that different dimension. So they weren't in the same plane of space as the ships that are around them, which is what my understanding of how light speed worked in that series, in that film, you know, or at least that's how I understood it. Or maybe they I don't know. But if that's the case, why didn't, in the first Star Wars film, all those X-Wings just rig up their X-Wings to go to light speed and just blast through the Death Star, you know, at light speed, like giant missiles, you know? If that's the case, that would literally be all you would have to do. And yet they did that in the second film, the second most recent film. And then there's so many like things that they did in these films that, like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense, you know? Like the Rey from the Star Wars series, she becomes as powerful as Luke in 3 movies, and she had no training, and she's wielding a lightsaber. She had no training in the first movie, and she's wielding a lightsaber. And from my understanding, from all the lore that goes with Jedi training in Star Wars, you have to be very well versed in training with a lightsaber, because it's light. It's a lightsaber. Literally, you have a sword that is it's like a flashlight. It has no weight. the only weight that the lightsaber has is the hilt. So when you are flailing that thing around, you don't feel any friction or any weight on the blade because it doesn't produce weight. And because it doesn't produce weight, you don't know where the blade's at any time. And a newbie can literally cut themselves in half because of it. Anyways, I think I'm done. I don't know. I don't like what I did here. I'm trying to make it foggier, but I'm just doing a very unsuccessful job. Edit all of it. No, but there's some just like weird errors with the film that like these new Star Wars films that are like, what's going on? Like, they're changing canon, but they're also changing the physics of swords and physics of everything, and like keep everything consistent. At least be consistent. If you're gonna make new series, be consistent, okay? Because what you just did in one film means that they could do it. They should have been able to do it in all the previous films. You know, all the previous films. You could have done all of it in every previous film. And so, like, when they're doing, like all that stuff, it's just so weird. I don't know. Perhaps I'm not talking about it. I don't talk about these things that often, so I don't know if I'm speaking about it I don't know if I'm articulating it well enough. It's just, when it took a character, it took Luke Skywalker 3 movies to become a proficient Jedi, and then it took Rey the last half, or like the last quarter of the first film to stomp the yard on a Jedi trained master, or a former master, or at least trained in the Force arts, Sith Lord or whatever. I just don't like it. It drives me bananas. Like, wait a second. You should have. I don't like people in stories. I don't like stories where people just get powers and abilities and they didn't have to work for them at all. They didn't train for them. They didn't show any training for it. And then it's like, we're good. It's like, it's the same. It's like this. It'd be like the Rocky movie. It'd be like the Rocky movie. If you watch the Rocky movie, you wouldn't have a Rocky movie without the montages. It'd be like, I'm going to go fight Apollo. And then next scene, fights Apollo. It's a draw or he wins. And you're like, wait a second. How do you even get to that point? It doesn't even show him training. He didn't show like all the struggle he had to endure just to be toe-to-toe with the world champion boxer at the time. They don't show any of that anymore. That is like, oh well, they're just the main crutch that they use is like, oh, they're just so good, they're so naturally gifted that they didn't have to do any type of training or study at all. And I'm like, wait a second, as an artist, that's completely antithetic, and that's the antithesis of what really happens in real life, and that pisses me off for some reason. Like, makes me so angry. Like, it's just like, it's like saying, oh, they just know how to do it. Like, that's the crutch that they have. Okay, I think I'm done. What I'm going to do for my own purpose, because I'm only going to be doing these I'm only going to be doing the portrait drawing once a week. I need to know exactly where I'm at, so I'm going to do X's here, so I know where I'm at. But yeah, it's just so weird. I have you just can't. You just don't. In stories, it's just bad story writing. Like you just like why wait a second, when you see a character like just out of nowhere, no training, just beat up on people, like wait a second, where'd this come from? Oh, they just know how to do this now. Like wait, they didn't show any of that throughout the entire film. They're running scared like little chickens, and then all of a sudden, just because they decide that they want to stand up to the enemy, they now have the ability to just like beat their butt. Come on, man. Don't do that. That's terrible story writing. Like, does that even do with Star Wars? That has nothing to do with Star Wars. It just has to do with any film that does that pisses me off. You know, that's the same that if they did that with Rocky, you would not have a Rocky series. It'd be like the new Creed film. If like Creed decides that he wants to fight box the world heavyweight champion, and he decides to do it, and it doesn't show him training at all. And it's like it'd be like this. It doesn't show him training at all. And not only that, but like, he's actually overweight. He's out of shape. Doesn't look like he can fight anyone. He doesn't train at all, and he goes over there and he just beats up on the main villain at the end. And he just wins, and he doesn't. There's no like nothing built up to it, and that's what a lot of films are doing today. Like they're all hyper. They're all good at their craft. They don't have to train for it. They're more knowledgeable than the expert in the field of that whatever. Like they're more knowledgeable than the expert in the field of what they profess to be in. They just know how to do everything because that's what they are. Like they just be, and they don't have to actually grow as individuals. And that's a lot of characters in films these days. You know, I'm not dogging on Star Wars, but like, I'm just dogging about any film that has a character that like just can just master something without actually having to try, or master it and not even have to try. They just like, it's like they found a power up. They just walked over a power up in a game. Like, there we go. I know the skill. Anyways, that's it for the day. I got to get going. I hope you enjoyed today's rant about Star Wars and warp drive. And I don't know how I don't watch movies or shows anymore because of all the small little tidbits or small little clips that YouTube keeps sending to me. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I got to get going. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and I will see you tomorrow where I'll be drawing a cactus. Huzzah! Cheers.